What's up, guys? Devin here, back again with another episode of Let's Play Cuphead. In the last episode, we arrived on Inkwell Isle 2, and now we're just going by, buying some more items, and we're going to take down some more bad guys. Well, no, I wouldn't really say bad guys, per se. We're going to take down some more bosses and collect some more soul contracts. So, yeah, there's not really much else to really say. I think we're about halfway through this area, because I think we have like two more bosses and then one more running gun, and then that's it. I think so. The last time I checked, the list was like in the last episode, and that was a couple of hours ago, honestly. So I have forgotten all about this at this point. We do have the second mausoleum to take care of, so that is another thing to worry about. So right off the top of my head, I know we still have to go against Wally Warbles, Grim Matchstick, do the Funhouse running gun, and then this one, and I believe that should be it. So I think at the end of this video we'll be able to move on to Inkwell Isle 3. I'm not 100% sure. I think we will be. So it just shows that how much I have been paying very little attention to how long it took to actually beat this game afterwards. So as you can see, in Mausoleum 2, they introduced a new type of ghost that like swirls around, and it's really hard to get at the very beginning, so honestly you just have to wait for it to come around a bit so its spiral gets a little shorter, so it gets closer and closer to you. And I believe this is one of the levels where you can try to get that achievement that I spoke about a couple episodes ago by getting 4 parries in a row without touching the ground, if you just space out the ghost a little bit better. More so than what I'm doing, because I do not want to get hit at all. And that is another mausoleum down, which means we get access to our second super, and I believe this is the invincibility one, which I use towards the later part of the game in the final boss fight. So let's just see if I'm actually 100% certain that that is actually it. Oh, and at this point it was probably corrected, but just so I make sure to note, I did make a mistake about when the Cuphead show comes out, thinking it was February 9th, when it's actually February 18th. So yes, Super Mario 2 is Invincibility. So yeah, the Cuphead show comes out February 18th on Netflix, so make sure, if you guys do like this game, and you like the whole design and whatnot of Cuphead, definitely go on Netflix, get notified of when that show is going to come out, because it is going to be awesome. I keep rewatching various trailers and videos that come out for it, and I am heavily looking forward to this show. I cannot wait to watch it. So here is one of the bosses I mentioned before, Wally Warbles. So this one, so his pattern's pretty basic to get a hang of after 50 times of doing it and constantly dying to him. The tricky part comes afterwards when you get into his particular phase where he tags out and his son takes over. Because he kind of has like a rotating egg shield, which just makes it difficult to hit him. And I think we're about to get to the part to where he starts doing his whole feather folly over here, which was difficult to get at first. I definitely saw I had struggling with this until I gave him some pointers and whatnot, but my boy was going to get it eventually. It just took him a bit longer than others to get there. So honestly, I don't utilize it that much, but you can use a shrinking ability to actually maneuver through this relatively quickly. But after a while, things just kind of slow down in your mind, and you can just you see things. It's like your Sharingan is activating, and you can just see things in slow motion. It just slows down. It's like, I can see his movements now. This is nothing to me. So yeah, here goes his son now. This is honestly probably the most difficult part of this fight, just because of those rotating eggs getting in the way and kind of blocking my shots too. So I did have to keep that in mind going into this, and every time it opened up, that was my big chance to actually close the gap, get a little closer to him, and get a good few hits in. But that is dangerous when he does have his little ray gun, because going in that close, I'm going to hit you at point blank range, and you're not going to have time to react to it. But thankfully, that's it for the son, so now dad comes back in a freaking stretcher, and now we gotta deal with, these little smaller birds trying to carry him as he's still trying to attack us with his last ditch effort. while he's throwing out trash at us, shooting at his heart, all this other random stuff that honestly I shouldn't have got hit by. And this is when I utilize the bomb just because it goes down at an arc. And this one doesn't give you a whole lot of space just because he takes up so much room now, to the point to where like it's kind of unfair with how much space you're losing and that you gotta work with. But still no match for us, even in a stretcher with little helper bird's assistance. In this one I think I got like a B. Time I wasn't so good on, neither was my health. I did good on parrying the super meter like always, so I think I got a B. Yep, a B+. I might go back to these later on and try to up my score and get an A or something, just so I can unlock that filter you get if you get A's on majority of your boss fights. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Anyway, that's Wally Warbles. So the next one we have to go against, I believe I do, is Grim Matchstick. No. The next one I do is the other running gun, because I don't realize where he is until later on, and I saw that running gun right over there, like, oh, okay, cool, this is where I need to go next. So go ahead to the Funhouse Frazzle. Honestly, this is probably the most difficult running gun for me, per se, just because of like how you have to rotate going up and down on the walls and whatnot. Those little rubber duckies you see, you can only really destroy them by shooting its head, or if you have the smoke grenade like I've been preaching so much of why it's so useful, you can just easily avoid it by just zooming across it without getting any damage taken to you. This funhouse wall is kind of annoying too, because you gotta like maneuver where you're going to go and wait for the cars to come out from each and every section. So it was around, well, actually the first part of that, where the walls and whatnot, gave me a lot of trouble, and then later on, right after this section that we're about to get to, that was another one that gave me a little bit of trouble in trying to memorize, like, alright, gotta work on my strategies and what I need to do to actually get through. I'm surprised I did not get hit there. I should have so badly. So for this one, you want to stay up, because he's going to shoot down at you, and just keep going until I defeat him with my chasers. Gets out of my way. Make my way over here, and then we want to be down because the next team guy is going to be shooting his shots over on the upper pathway, and so I just want to make sure I'm out of his way and just basically alternating between up down. They need to go to avoid them. So this guy is down, so we want to stay up. Gotta utilize my chaser to get him out of my way so I can stay out of harm's way and not die. Alright, so cool. Now that he's done for, I can actually come down here, and oh, this jump is really weird. I did it a little bit awkwardly and I got knocked down. Otherwise, I think I could have did this without like getting a single hit. And of course, you got this dang wall to worry about, but thankfully in this area, I don't have to worry about the cars coming, but I do have to worry about it tonguing me. And after we destroy the wall, pretty dang easy, just go through its mouth. I was kind of scared at first because I didn't tell where the bottom was, but it's literally just it. So yeah, even though like I said, this is like the most one this one gave me the most trouble, it's not that bad once you realize, you know, it's little patterns and whatnot you need to do to actually get through here. And with that, I got what, an A on this one? No, I got a B. Oh duh, because I didn't parry anything. Because hitting the cars to switch the gravity doesn't count as parrying it, unfortunately. And I don't think King Dice will actually let you move on until you have all the soul contracts in hand. I might be wrong, but I do have some coins to spend, so I'll pop in on Pork Rotten Shop and get some more abilities that honestly I'm never going to use. Well, not really never, more like I don't use for this playthrough, more like I just use to collect so I can get trophies, or achievements, since I'm playing this on Steam. So I can fill up everything. So the Twin Heart, and the other heart one is actually pretty useful too. It's more so useful for when you need to do the run and gun for the pacifist run. That's exactly what you're going to need actually to like get through it easily, because you're going to have to sacrifice some hit points to actually get through it, because you can't do those ones without taking a single hit, because you got to manipulate the field, whatnot, in order to get through there. So I'm switching up my parts right now. I know I'm going to keep the smoke screen desk, so that's not going to change, but I'm going to have the chaser on and the spread shot, and we only have one more boss left to do, and this boss, in my opinion, is the most difficult one of Inkwell Isle 2, and honestly, this particular boss, like in this run, I felt like I did it so I did it so well that I impressed myself. As you can see, like when I was before showing you my loadout, I had the spread shot on, and as you can see, I don't have that on anymore because this one took me a good while to actually get through. This is a really difficult boss, and once I realized, like, alright, it works better if I have this pattern on with me, I'm going to go ahead and go into it using this loadout instead. Because you'll see what I mean by I had to change my loadout as we get to Grimm's final stage, because that is what really had me going. So now that we got through the first one, it just zips around and has a little like parade of fireballs down here that I gotta avoid, so that's when I'm going to switch over to my spread shot. The best thing I can really recommend for this one is stay either on the middle or high cloud, and every time you see a fireball getting ready to jump, you jump to either left or right, preferably to the left, so because they're most likely going to go to the right. And you just want to keep on firing while, you know, keeping an eye on them, so you know the one's starting to crouch, get ready to jump. I didn't notice that second one going, so I was pretty sure I was going to get hit. Surprised I didn't get hit right there. Luck was really on my side for this part, because this one trips me up a lot. Oh, nope, almost. It almost got me. Even though the spread shot's a little weaker, it does good damage to get me where I need to go. So as we finish up that one, transitions to phase 3. This is where you want to switch over to the normal shot, because I don't want the chasers to go, because they will home in on the little fire bubbles he sends out. And if you didn't notice, whenever I hit the fire bubbles, then it changes into a shot that goes in 4 directions, and that's really easy to get tripped up on, and I don't like that. And that's what killed me a lot of times, because my chaser shots were homing in on it. So at this point, I gotta switch over to regular shot and really pay attention to where I'm gonna hit. His flamethrower move that he has, it telegraphs it when he's about to let it loose. When he does it, just make sure you stay on the highest platform if you can. You can try going to lower ones, but I just find it more reliable to hit the higher section and whatnot. And with that, that is it for Grimm Matchstick, and that is the last boss for Inkwell Isle 2. And now we're going to actually move on to the third one, after we check out what we got. So time wasn't that good, HP, parry, you got super meter, pretty high, got a B-, so not bad. But like I said, that one took the most work for Inkwell Isle 2. He was the most difficult one for me. If you actually go behind his tower over here, there's a secret shortcut on the backhand side, and if you tell that one girl that was towards the bottom part at the beginning, she'll give you a coin for telling her a shortcut. But anyway, now that we did that, we can go into Inkwell Isle 3 and get access to the last batch of bosses we have to take out for the devil. Yeah, you might have underestimated. Don't call me a bum though. And of course, we get this lovely I'm Mr. King Die song. I'm really sad that you can really only hear this in this one particular part. But all good things come to an end, much like how this video is about to, because we're getting very close to our time limit. In fact, hold on, I think there's a cutscene out of this. The little mugs have some fight on them, I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them debtors. You see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. Well, don't be so sure just yet, boss. I think there's something fishy about those two. Don't blow your wig, Dice. If those two little things try anything, I'll be waiting. So it looks like they're getting wise of our schemes too. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one for the Loser Lounge for Let's Play Cuphead. So until then, see you guys later.